From Adam to the flood, 2042 years. From the flood to Abraham, 942 years. From Abraham to Moses, 600 years. From Moses to Solomon and the first building of the temple, 448 years. From Solomon to the rebuilding of the temple, which was under Darius, king of the Persians, 612 years are computed. From Darius to the ministry of our Lord Jesus Christ, and to the 15th year of the Emperor Tiberius are 548 years. So that from Adam to the ministry of Christ and the 15th year of the Emperor Tiberius are 5,228 years. From the Passion of Christ are computed 946, from his incarnation 976, being the 5th year of Edmund, king of the Angles. The first age of the world is from Adam to Noah, the second from Noah to Abraham, the third from Abraham to David, the fourth from David to Daniel, the fifth from Daniel to John the Baptist, the sixth from John to the judgment, when our Lord Jesus Christ will come to judge the living and the dead, and the world by fire. After the deluge, the 3 sons of Noah severally occupied 3 different parts of the earth. Shem extended his borders into Asia, Ham into Africa, and Japheth into Europe. The first man that dwelt in Europe was Alanus, and his 3 sons, Hisakon, Armenon, and Nugio. Hisakon had 4 sons, Francus, Romanus, Alamanus, and Brutus. Armenon had 5 sons, Gothus, Valagothus, Sibidus, Burgundus, and Longobardus. Nugio had 3 sons, Vandalus, Saxo, and Boganus. From Hisakon arose 4 nations, the Franks, the Latins, the Germans, and the Britons. From Armenon, the Gothi, Balagothi, Sibidi, Burgundy, and Longobardi. From Nugio, the Bulgari, Vandali, Saxons, and Taranigi. The whole of Europe was subdivided into these tribes. Alanus is said to have been the son of Fethier, Fethier the son of Ogamoin, who was the son of Toi. Toi was the son of Boibus, Boibus of Simeon, Simeon of Mair, Mair of Icthactus, Icthactus of Arthak, Arthak of Ethek, Ethek of Uth, Uth of Aber, Aber of Ra, Ra of Esra, Esra of Hisrau, Hisrau of Bath, Bath of Jobath, Jobath of Joham, Joham of Japheth, Japheth of Noah, Noah of Lamech, Lamech of Methusalem, Methusalem of Enoch, Enoch of Jared, Jared of Mahaliel, Mahaliel of Canaan, Canaan of Enos, Enos of Seth, Seth of Adam, and Adam was formed by the living God. We have obtained this information respecting the original inhabitants of Britain from ancient tradition. The Britons were thus called from Brutus. Brutus was the son of Hisakon. Hisakon was the son of Alanus. Alanus was the son of Rhea Silva. Rhea Silva was the daughter of Numa Pompilus. Numa was the son of Ascanius, Ascanius of Enos, Enos of Anchilus, Anchilus of Troius, Troius of Dardanus, Dardanus of Flissa, Flissa of Juin, Juin of Japheth. But Japheth had 7 sons. From the first named Gomer descended the Gals, from the second Magog, the Scythi and Gothi, from the third Madian, the Medi, from the fourth Juan, the Greeks, from the fifth Tubal arose the Hebrae, Hispani, and Itali. From the sixth Mosoch sprung the Cappadocis. From the seventh, named Tyrus, descended the Thraces. These are the sons of Japheth, the sons of Noah, the sons of Lamech. On the side of the mother, from Lavinia, the daughter of Latinus, king of Italy, and of the race of Silvanus, the son of Icanus, the son of Dardanus, who was the son of Saturn, king of the Greeks, and who, having possessed himself of a part of Asia, built the city of Troy. Dardanus was the father of Troilus, who was the father of Priam and Anchish. Anchish was the father of Ianus, who was the father of Ascanus and Silvius, and this Silvius was the son of Ianus and Latvia, the daughter of the king of Italy. From the sons of Ianus and Latvina descended Romulus and Remus, who were the sons of the holy queen Rhea and the founders of Rome. Brutus was consul when he conquered Spain and reduced that country to a Roman province. He afterward subdued the island of Britain, whose inhabitants were the descendants of the Romans from Silvius Postumus. He was called Postumus because he was born after the death of Aeneas his father, and his mother Latvinia concealed herself during her pregnancy. He was called Silvius because he was born in a wood. Hence the Roman kings were called Silvan, and the Britons from Brutus, and rose from the family of Brutus. Aeneas reigned after the Latins 3 years, Ascanus 33 years, after whom Silvius reigned 12 years, and Postumus 39 years. The latter, from whom the kings of Alba are called Silvan, was brother to Brutus, who governed Britain at the time Eli, the high priest, judged Israel, and when the Ark of the Covenant was taken by a foreign people. But Postumus, his brother, reigned among the Latins. According to the most learned among the Scots, if anyone desires to learn what I am now going to state, Ireland was a desert and uninhabited when the children of Israel crossed the Red Sea, in which, as we read in the book of the law, the Egyptians who followed them were drowned. The Britons came to Britain in the 3rd age of the world, and in the 4th the Scots took possession of Ireland. A long interval after this, the Romans obtained the empire of the world. After an interval of not less than 800 years came the Picts and occupied the Orkney Islands, whence they laid waste many regions and seized those on the left-hand side of Britain, where they still remain, keeping possessed of a 3rd part of Britain to this day. Long after this, the Scots arrived in Ireland from Spain. Ireland, however, was peopled, to the present period, from the family remaining of the vessel of the Spanish, which was wrecked off the coast. Last of all came one Hoctor, who continued there, and whose descendants remain there to this day. A.D. 1. Octavius reigned 56 winters, and in the 42nd year of his reign Christ was born. Then 3 astrologers from the east came to worship Christ, and the children in Bethlehem were slain by Herod in persecution of Christ. A.D. 3. This year died Herod, stabbed by his own hand, and Archelaus his son succeeded him. The child Christ was also this year brought back again from Egypt. A.D. 6. From the beginning of the world to this year were gone 5,200 winters. A.D. 11. This year Herod, the son of Antipater, overtook the government in Judea. A.D. 12. This year Philip and Herod divided Judea into 4 kingdoms. A.D. 16. This year Tiberius succeeded to the empire. A.D. 26. This year Pilate began to reign over the Jews. A.D. 30. This year was Christ baptized, and Peter and Andrew were converted, together with James and John and Philip and all the 12 apostles. A.D. 33. This year was Christ crucified, about 5,226 winters from the beginning of the world. A.D. 34. This year was Paul converted and Stephen stoned. A.D. 35. This year, the blessed Peter the Apostle settled an episcopal see in the city of Antioch. A.D. 37. This year, Pilate slew himself with his own hand. A.D. 39. This year, Caius undertook the empire. A.D. 44. This year, the blessed Peter the Apostle settled an episcopal see at Rome, and James, the brother of John, was slain by Herod. A.D. 45. This year died Herod, who slew James 1 year ere his own death. A.D. 46. This year Claudius, the second of the Roman emperors who invaded Britain, took the greater part of the island into his power, and added the Orkney to right dominion of the Romans. This was in the 4th year of his reign, and in the same year happened the great famine in Syria, which Luke mentions in the book called the Acts of the Apostles. After Claudius Nero succeeded to the empire, who almost lost the island of Britain through his incapacity. A.D. 47. This year Mark, the evangelist in Egypt, beginneth to write the gospel. A.D. 50. The year Paul was sent bound to Rome. A.D. 62. This year James, the brother of Christ, suffered. A.D. 63. This year Mark the evangelist departed this life. A.D. 69. This year Peter and Paul suffered. A.D. 70. This year Vespasian undertook the empire. A.D. 71. This year Titus, son of Vespasian, slew in Jerusalem 1,100,000 Jews. A.D. 81. This year Titus came to the empire after Vespasian, who said that he considered the day lost, in which he did no good. AD 83. This year Domitian, the brother of Titus, assumed the government. AD 84. This year John the Evangelist, in the island Patmos, wrote the book called the Apocalypse. AD 90. This year Simon the Apostle and relation of Christ was crucified, and John the Evangelist rested at Ephesus. AD 92. This year died Pope Clement. The first Caesar Julius, the second Claudius, the third Severus, the fourth Carneus, the fifth Constantius, the sixth Maximus, the seventh Maximanius, the eighth another Severus, the ninth Constantinus.